Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Daily Dose. This week we're doing something really special. We're talking about people who've made a difference in our lives. I think so often when we think about people who make a difference, we gravitate towards these people that have made an impact on mass people like Mother Teresa or Bill and Melinda Gates. We think about people who have just had this massive impact on society. When I think about the people that have made the biggest impact on my life and my faith life, I actually think about the people who are closest to me. So today I want to tell you about two really special people in my life, and those two people are my brother and sister. My older sister, her name is Hannah Lee. She lives just a couple blocks away from me. We're really close. My younger brother's name is Cooper. We've always been so close, but right now there's distance between us as he lives all the way in the Twin Cities. These two people have had such a big impact on my life and my faith life, and in two completely different ways. My younger brother, Cooper, he has always looked up to me. And I know this, he made it really obvious. He would follow me around when we were little. He would be there to cheer me on in all my games. And he would always ask me if I would be there to cheer him on in all of the things that he did. We were always really close and really supportive of each other. Cooper always made sure that I knew that he loved me, and I did the same to him. Well, we've always been really close, and I remember one time when I was a teenager, I snuck out of my house. None of you have ever done that, I'm sure. And I remember being scolded by my parents, but I remember looking into my brother's eyes and seeing the disappointment. And it wasn't scolding or shaming that he did. I just remember seeing him and seeing him look at me like he didn't know who I was. The next day, he came up to me and he said, "Maddie, I know that you messed up and you're in trouble right now, but I want you to know that I still love you." It was a huge moment for me as I was in trouble with my parents, but there was this reminder from my brother that even though I had messed up and everyone in my house knew I had messed up, my brother still loved me. And he still looked up to me. This last year, my dad died in November. It was a really hard time for my siblings and I. And my brother sat with me on the phone night after night, assuring me that in my deepest depression, in my lowest points, that I still had value to offer to the world and that his relationship with me mattered so much. And he loved me. He was there to support me at my lowest of lows. It was something that has made such a huge impact in my life. My sister has also always been there for me, but as her little sister, our relationship is a little bit different. Well, she's always been there for me no matter what, no matter what's going on in our lives. But I remember something a couple of years ago, maybe 10 years ago, as I was heading out into the real world to do real work in the world after school. And I remember struggling with something that I think many of us have struggled with. And what I was struggling with is this idea of how to be supportive of people with different mental health than I had. People who were struggling in their own mental health. I was wondering, how can I be supportive? And I said something rather offensive to my sister at one point when I was first thinking about what my role was going to be in supporting people with mental health struggles. I said something kind of offensive. I said, well, how come these people just can't take care of themselves, Like maybe get medication or, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. My sister said, well, Maddie, that might be great for you. Maybe that exercise in your head has helped you get out of, mental health crises. But think about this. You've been in therapy your whole life. You've been in therapy since our parents got divorced when you were, only 12 years old. You have all of these skills in your backpack of sorts to help you think about your mental health and to keep you mentally healthy. What about the folks that don't have those things? That's kind of an offensive mentality. It was a reminder that the importance of all people and the dignity of all people and to take people as they are is so important. See, my brother and my sister, they taught me something really important. In my lowest of lows, they reminded me that I have value and I matter in the kingdom of God. But they've also reminded me that I matter, I'm important, but so is my neighbor. Just as they are in their lowest of lows and highest of highs, they too are a part of this kingdom of God. this great community that we have on this earth. They taught me really important messages about how we all matter and we all are important to God. There's a verse in the Psalms and it says, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And that goes for you in your lowest of lows and highest of highs. And it also goes to your neighbor. So Cooper and Hanali, if you're out there watching, thanks for making a difference in my life. Love you guys. Thanks for checking out the Daily Dose this week. We had so much fun telling you these really vulnerable and personal stories about people who have made an impact on our lives and faith lives. If you're watching on Facebook, go ahead and like and share this video. On YouTube, subscribe. And those of you joining on cable access, thanks for tuning in. Have a good night.